name is Liesl and I am the children's book buyer for the Boulder Bookstore, and this is our YouTube channel. Today I thought we'd do a little celebration of Black History Month. I noticed as I was picking out some of the books that I tended to favor more poetic forms, so that's what we have, and I'm going to start with Langston Hughes. I think that's pretty fitting. This is a collection of his poetry that's specifically selected to appeal to young kids, and he was writing 100 years ago, so it's 100 years old, and I think the artwork is really, really amazing. I do think the poetic form is really great for young picture books because it has a fluidity and a measurement to it that you can read and enjoy in little bits and drabs with this one. Another one that is poetry based is The Year We Learned to Fly. This is inspired by Virginia Hamilton's book The People Learned to Fly. Jacqueline Woodson was curious when she hears about how did the slaves survive and manage to overcome such great difficulties and thrive, and one of the ways that Virginia Hamilton puts down is that they learn to fly in their minds and their imaginations. And so this one, it starts out, the year we learned to fly, they were, the two siblings were fighting amongst themselves, and their grandmother says, other people have had to fight and somebody at this moment in this time. So if you close your eyes, release your breath, and take a deep breath, you too will learn how to fly. So it's very well done. I like the art very much. So nice pastels, Jacqueline Woodson. Another one that's a little more serious, this is the 1619 Project, and it is, so it's a much heavier topic for kids, but it also is beautifully done. The art is very expressive and lovely. I think it's oil paintings, but again, there's a lot of poetry. And actually the first half of the book, most of the book in fact, is life in Africa itself and how the people were joyous and celebrating and had complex societies and dancing and all sorts of stuff. But it does include the slave ships, so a little harder hitting, but beautiful for all of that. Speaking of Africa, this one's not poems, but I found it fascinating because it's African icons. It's 10 people who shaped history. So it includes Aesop, who is probably from Ethiopia, Mernkith, who is a queen, Menes, Amenhotep, Hannibal Barca, he who almost defeated Rome. Wonderful stories. It's pretty short, each chapter, but it is also pretty illustrated, so it should appeal, and it gives you sort of a little African history. Some surprising people too. The next one is Erica Martin. This is the Civil Rights Movement in poems. So there are no illustrations, but there is a lot of graphics and poetry, and I think that it's very, very, very well done. It did just come out, so there's the Civil Rights Movement in poems. And then we have the two Jasons, Jason Reynolds and Jason Griffin. Jason Reynolds is the writer, and the artwork is by Jason Griffin, and I guess they were they're best friends, and so they're hanging out and they're writing and exploring, and they came up with this really powerful book, Ain't Burned All the Bright, and it's very heavily artwork. So the poem is in there, so there's not a lot of words, but they're very, very powerful, and the artwork is really, really amazing about sort of what it means to be a Black youth in society today. I hope you find something to appeal to you and further your exploration during Black History Month. Thank you. Bye.